Have you ever noticed your legs feeling heavy, cold, or even a little numb? Like your blood just isn't moving the way it used to? For many seniors, that's one of the first signs your circulation is slowing down. And while it might seem small at first, poor circulation can quietly grow into something far more dangerous. It's not just about cold feet. Sluggish blood flow is one of the hidden triggers behind strokes, heart failure, and the kind of exhaustion that makes even walking across a room feel like climbing a hill. That's why the title and thumbnail of this video made a bold promise. Seniors, the #1 drink to clear leg arteries and end poor circulation and perfect circulation in hours. Now, I know that sounds almost too good to be true, and if I were you, I'd be skeptical too. But the truth is, when your blood vessels get the right natural support, circulation can improve much faster than most people realize. So here's the question I want you to sit with. What if one simple drink, something you can make right in your own kitchen, could start opening up your arteries, warming your legs, and bringing back the kind of energy you thought was long gone? Imagine standing up without that nagging heaviness, or finally walking outside without worrying your legs will give out. Circulation problems don't strike overnight. They creep in slowly, silently, until one day you're facing swollen ankles, painful cramps, or worse, a dangerous clot. But the good news is you can fight back. In this video, I'm going to show you how a natural, science-backed daily drink can help keep your arteries clear, flexible, and strong, giving you the freedom to move, think, and feel younger again. So before you take another step, ask yourself this. If poor circulation could quietly steal your independence, don't you deserve to know the simplest way to stop in its tracks? Before I reveal the No.1 drink itself, we need to take a step back and look at why circulation becomes such a challenge after 60. Because if you don't understand the why, the solution won't feel nearly as powerful. Here's the truth. As we age, our arteries slowly lose their natural flexibility. Think of them like rubber bands. When you're younger, they stretch and relax easily, letting blood move freely. But over time, those bands get stiff. That stiffness forces your heart to push harder just to get blood down into your legs and feet. And that's not the only problem. Tiny fatty deposits, called plaque, also build up inside your artery walls. Little by little, that narrows the space for blood to flow through. The result? Less oxygen reaches your muscles, your brain, and even your skin. That's why so many seniors notice their calves cramping after short walks, or their toes feeling cold even on a warm day. Those aren't random annoyances. They're early warning signs your circulation is under attack. And here's the part most people don't realize. Poor circulation doesn't stay put in your legs. It affects your entire body. Your brain gets less oxygen, making you foggy or forgetful. Your heart feels a strain. Even your immune system weakens, because white blood cells can't travel fast enough to where they're needed. Now, many seniors shrug this off as just normal aging, but that's a dangerous myth. Yes, our bodies change with time, but it's not age alone that damages arteries. It's the everyday habits, what we eat, what we drink, and how we move, that either speed up the damage or slow it down. And here's where things get exciting. Once you understand that, you realize circulation problems aren't something you have to just live with. There's something you can fight back against. That's why the drink I'll reveal in the next module matters so much. Unlike many pills that only mask symptoms, this natural daily ritual gives your blood vessels exactly what they've been starving for, helping them relax, open up, and flow more like they did decades ago. So let me leave you with this thought. If there were a way to make your arteries act years younger, so your legs feel lighter, your brain clearer, and your whole body stronger, wouldn't you want to know what's inside that glass? So what is this #1 drink that can begin clearing your leg arteries and boosting circulation faster than you'd expect? The answer is beet juice, a simple, natural drink that researchers around the world have studied for its powerful ability to open blood vessels and deliver oxygen where your body needs it most. Here's why it works. Beets are loaded with natural compounds called nitrates. When you drink beet juice, your body turns those nitrates into nitric oxide, a tiny messenger that tells your arteries to relax and widen. Imagine a narrow, clogged garden hose suddenly opening up into a free-flowing pipe. Suddenly, blood that was struggling to reach your legs can move freely again, bringing oxygen and warmth back to your muscles. That's why athletes have been using beet juice for years to improve stamina. But here's the real secret. For seniors, the impact can be even more dramatic because your arteries need that extra push to stay flexible and strong. Now, before you rush out to fill a glass, there's something you need to know. Like any powerful natural remedy, it's all about how you use it. Drinking too much at once can upset your stomach or spike your blood sugar, and pairing it with the wrong foods can block many of its benefits. That's why in the next module, I'll show you exactly how to drink beet juice for circulation, so you get the real payoff, not just a quick sip with little effect. Because here's the truth. Beet juice doesn't just help circulation in your legs. It can even sharpen your brain and ease the strain on your heart, but only if you use it the right way. So let me ask you, if one simple glass could mean the difference between heavy, aching legs or walking freely again, wouldn't you want to know the safest, most effective way to drink it? Here's where things get exciting. Because beet juice doesn't take weeks or months to start working. In fact, many seniors notice their bodies responding within just hours of drinking it. Here's why. The natural nitrates in beets are quickly turned into nitric oxide, and nitric oxide acts like a master key for your arteries. It signals the muscles around your blood vessels to relax and expand. And the result is simple but powerful. Blood that was struggling to squeeze through stiff pathways suddenly flows more freely, carrying oxygen to your muscles, your brain, and your heart. That's why some people say their legs feel warmer, their energy lighter, and even their thinking clearer the same day they start drinking it. Picture this. Instead of dragging yourself through the afternoon with heavy legs, you feel light enough to take a walk. Instead of feeling foggy while reading or watching TV, your brain feels sharper because oxygen is finally reaching your cells again. And here's something most people don't realize. Better circulation doesn't just help your legs. It takes pressure off your heart, lowers strain on your blood vessels, and sets the stage for long-term health. In fact, researchers have seen measurable improvements in blood vessel flexibility within just a few hours of drinking beet juice. But let me be clear. Speed doesn't mean it's a miracle. The first glass gives you a boost, but consistency is what truly retrains your arteries to stay open and elastic. That's what protects your heart, your brain, and your independence over time. So imagine this. Fewer days worrying about swollen ankles, fewer dizzy spells when you stand up, and more energy to do the things you love. That's the difference between circulation that drags you down and circulation that lifts you up. But here's the catch. Most seniors don't drink beet juice the right way. Some take too much at once, others pair it with the wrong foods, and many never see the benefits at all. In the next module, I'll show you exactly how to use this drink the smart way, when to drink it, how much is safe, and how to avoid the common mistakes that cancel out its power. So let me ask you this. If your arteries had opened wider, your energy could return, and your brain could stay sharper, all started within hours, why wouldn't you want to know the right way to make it work for you? Now, here's what almost no one realizes. When you drink beet juice, you're not just helping your circulation. You're giving nearly every system in your body a second wind. Let's start with your brain. The nitric oxide from beets opens up blood vessels, sending oxygen-rich blood where you need it most, your memory center. That's why some seniors describe recalling names and details more easily, almost like someone lifted a fog. Imagine sitting with your grandkids and sharing stories without that nagging fear of forgetting. But that's just the beginning. Beet juice is also loaded with antioxidants, nature's cleanup crew, which quietly fight the inflammation that stiffens joints and accelerates aging. And when your heart doesn't have to pump against tight, narrow arteries, it finally gets a break. Your blood pressure eases, your chest feels lighter, and everyday energy climbs. In fact, researchers say the mitochondria, the tiny batteries in your cells, work better after a glass of beet juice, which explains why some people suddenly feel the stamina to garden, climb stairs, or cook without tiring as quickly. And here's a hidden bonus. Beets support digestion, feeding your gut the fiber it needs to keep things regular and your immune system strong. Altogether, these effects add up to something bigger than circulation. They add up to a stronger, sharper, more independent you. But, and this is critical, beet juice only works if you use it the right way. Too much at once, Mixing it wrong or drinking it at the wrong time can cancel out the benefits. In the next module, I'll break down the safe, smart way to drink it, the exact amount, timing, and adjustments that make it truly work for your body. And let me ask, if one glass could protect your brain, fuel your heart, and even restore your daily energy, wouldn't you want to know the right way to use it? Most people think drinking beet juice is simple. You pour a glass, drink it, and wait for the magic. But here's the catch. The way you drink it can either unlock all those circulation benefits or quietly cancel them out. And this is where so many seniors go wrong. Let's start with the dose. The sweet spot isn't a big glass. It's actually just half a glass, about 4 ounces. That's enough to trigger artery opening effects without upsetting your stomach or spiking blood sugar. Later, as your body adjusts, you can build up to around 8 ounces a day, but no more, or you risk turning a health boost into a setback. Timing is just as important. Drink in the morning or early afternoon, when your body can actually use the oxygen and energy it delivers. If you save it for late at night, it can backfire, keeping you awake with a second wind you don't need, while your circulation sits idle. Now here's a sneaky mistake almost everyone makes. Mixing beet juice with heavy meals or loading it with sweet fruits to hide the earthy taste. Sounds harmless, right? But greasy foods block your nitric oxide conversion, and extra sugar cancels out the very heart benefits you're chasing. A smarter choice? Blend it with cucumber, carrot, or just a squeeze of lemon. It cuts the taste while keeping the power intact. And here's something you should know before you panic. Beet juice can turn your urine or stool a little red. That's not blood. It's just a natural pigment passing through your system. Totally harmless. But if you have kidney stone issues, be cautious. Beets are high in oxalates, and your health coach may want you to moderate. Done right, this isn't just a drink. It becomes a daily circulation ritual that keeps your arteries, brain, and energy humming. And here's the exciting part. When you pair beet juice with other circulation-friendly foods, the effect doesn't just add up, it multiplies. So let me ask you, if one glass already protects your arteries, wouldn't you want to know which foods can supercharge that effect even more? Now that you know how to drink beet juice the right way, let's raise the stakes. Because the real transformation happens when you pair it with the right foods and habits. Picture beet juice as a spark that fires up your circulation engine. But even the best spark can't keep the engine running without the right fuel and maintenance. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and arugula are that fuel, doubling the nitric oxide boost when eaten with your morning glass, and giving your arteries a signal to open wide. Garlic acts like nature's plumber, scrubbing away plaque and lowering blood pressure when it teams up with beet juice, while berries, blueberries, strawberries, blackberries layer in antioxidants that protect your blood vessels from stiffening over time. But here's the kicker. Food is only half the formula. Habits are the silent force that either keep your blood moving or quietly shut it down. Just 20 minutes of walking a day pushes blood to your legs and back, keeping them strong, while hydration thins your blood so it can move smoothly instead of sluggishly. Even simple things like standing up and stretching every hour remind your arteries to stay flexible and awake. Do you see the pattern? When beet juice, foods, and habits all work together, you're not just boosting blood flow for a moment. You're creating an environment where your arteries stay youthful, resilient, and strong well into your senior years. But here's the part most people miss. If you stop here, the benefits fade. Without one final piece of the puzzle, your progress slips away slowly and silently. In the next module, I'll show you how to lock these changes into a daily system, so your arteries don't just improve today, they stay clean, flexible, and protected for the rest of your life. So let me ask you, if one drink, a few foods, and a couple of simple habits could give you the strength and independence to keep living on your own terms, wouldn't you want the key to make that last forever? So let's bring everything together. We began with a challenge almost every senior knows too well. Poor circulation in the legs, the heavy steps, the cold toes, the sudden cramps that make even a trip to the mailbox feel like a marathon. We uncovered that this isn't just an inconvenience. It's a red flag that arteries are stiffening, narrowing, and starving your body of oxygen. Then came the breakthrough. The number one drink for seniors, beet juice. With its natural nitrates converting into nitric oxide, it's like flipping a switch inside your arteries, opening them wide so blood flows freely again. The change isn't slow. It can begin within hours, giving you warmer legs, clearer focus, and a heart that no longer has to push upward with every beat. But that's only the start. Beet juice goes beyond circulation. It sharpens your brain, lowers blood pressure, boosts daily energy, and even supports digestion, making it one of the most powerful natural allies for anyone over 65. And we didn't stop there. We learned that how you drink it matters. Smaller amounts at the right time of day, ideally on an empty stomach or with light foods, while avoiding excess sugar. Then, when you pair it with circulation-friendly foods like leafy greens, garlic, and berries, and layer in simple habits like daily walks, stretching breaks, and staying hydrated, you're no longer just fighting poor circulation. You're building a system that keeps your arteries young, flexible, and strong for the years ahead. But here's the part one want you to carry with you. Better circulation isn't just about adding more years. It's about adding more life to your years. It's about moving freely without fear that your legs will give out. It's about sitting with your family sharp and present, not foggy and fatigued. It's about feeling warmth, energy, and independence every single day. And it really can begin with just one glass, one habit, one choice. That's why the title and thumbnail you clicked. The number one drink to clear leg arteries and END poor circulation and perfect circulation in hours weren't hype. They were a promise rooted in science, and the results are within your reach. So tomorrow morning, before you take that first sip, ask yourself, is what's in your glass helping your arteries stay open or slowly forcing them shut? Because that choice, your choice, may decide whether your next years are defined by freedom and vitality or struggle and decline. And the good news is your arteries are ready to respond the moment you give them what they've been waiting for.